This is what we call Real Talk, presented by British Customs. We have another guest over here. Tony, you are with Analog Motorcycles. First off, talk to me a little bit about your role with this company.
I'm the owner and designer for everything that comes out of Analog Motorcycles.
So what does Analog Motorcycles do? What do you produce?
We pretty much build any motorcycle that a customer will bring to me, or some crazy ideas that I come up with, and primarily vintage stuff. I've done a few newer bikes, but I don't really, most of my stuff is mostly vintage. So I've done 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, but I stick with the 60s and 70s usually.
So what has been the coolest project you've ever done, or what has been one of your favorites that you've been able to do?
The 1949 Indian Scout that I just finished, that is over at my booth. Started with a rolling chassis and an engine and boxes full of parts. Decided to use part of the engine and had to find a bunch of broken parts. And then everything else is handmade. So made chassis, fairing, seat, tank, everything was all custom made.
So do you work with any celebrities or anything, or how big are you?
I don't really work with any celebrities. One of my customers is his name is Sam. He's the drummer from a band called Chevelle. He's a customer of mine, but other than that, there's really no celebrities.
Well, that's a pretty big deal. I listen to Chevelle. That's a good band. So how important is it for you to be out at an event like Road America?
I've been going to this actually a long time. I've been coming to the Road America races since probably the late 90s, and so being a part of it in this form now is pretty cool to me.
So why is Analog Motorcycles credible? What is it that you guys might do that other people don't do? What is your background?
I think what draws people to my designs is the fit and finish of everything that I do is top notch.
So Analog Motorcycles also has a website, and you do social media too, correct?
Yes, analogmotorcycles.com, and then you can like us on Facebook or Instagram.
So one more question: why analog?
I was in the audio field for a while, and analog is a simpler form of recording. So what I do in my builds is kind of take everything off that the bike doesn't need and kind of simplify the stuff that it does need. So I kind of equated it to the audio background, and then my daughter's name is Anna as well. So
that's very creative. So yeah, you guys be sure to check out Analog Motorcycles. There's so much cool stuff to do over here, so stay with us.